What up? Check, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Check it out. Check it out now. Funk Show brother, right about now. What's up? What's going on? We've added some new features to the stream today. I'm gonna be tweaking stuff all week. It should be good now. I accidentally hit I had my mouse over the stop stream button and then I accidentally hit it. Alright, so what I was saying is we added a new donation link in the description on YouTube. I'll have to mess with Twitch later. We don't see a big red easy button, no. It's a small gray nondescript stop stream button. But we added a donation link in the bottom. That way, if you all want to donate through that, you can. Donations that are left on Super Chat or through the link below are read on stream. They'll be shown up there in the void next to me. Oh, well, that way, right there. They'll be in this area to the side. We're also the donations to that I think will go in a little faster than through YouTube, but it's up to you. It doesn't really matter. We're also gonna add some stylish stuff to it. I'm gonna put like a box around myself and around the stuff down there, and then we're also gonna add over where the multimeter and stuff read out. We're gonna add the recent subscribers, recent donators, top donators, all that kind of stuff, because I know it's nice to get a little recognition. I always enjoy watching streamers and donating shit and just fucking with them. So I figured that I'm sure there's other people out there that enjoy doing the same thing, and when you all interact with me and stuff on stream, it makes things a little more entertaining and easier to do. It gets boring just if I'm just sitting here fixing stuff sometimes, so I do enjoy streaming and just kind of chit-chatting, and hopefully you all learn something at the same time. Again, any donations that you all give go directly back into what we're doing here. So the camera equipment that we have now, thank you to everybody that donated, because all the money that was given to that, we now have a better picture, woohoo, and 60 frames per second, so no more fucking lagging. So we can actually see a lot better now, and then any more donations that we get are going to go towards equipment. Maybe we'll get fancy cameras or something, I don't know. But I really do appreciate everything, and we're going to keep trying to improve this. If you all have any suggestions, I'll try to accommodate as much as I can. But anyway, let's get to the stream. This is iPad 4, I think. Either that or 3, one or the other. This one does not charge when you hook it up to the DC power supply. It's had a new battery put in. What's up, Larry? It's had a new battery put in. It's had a new charge port put in, and still doesn't charge. So it was given to me saying, hey, I've done all this, please make it work. So we're gonna see if we can make it work. Let's see if it'll read it out. It's supposed to read it out. Let's see if it does. Hasn't done anything yet. It's probably gonna be a work in progress. Oh, there it goes.
Good job.
Ah, the text to speech works too. That's awesome. So you all can kind of abuse the chat thing now, so you can leave like fucking stupid messages and stuff. Now it's gonna get spammed. You don't have to donate a whole lot, like $1, it'll do it too. But I'll change the voice if the voice is a little weird. But it's pretty funny. You can sit there and get the text-to-speech thing to kind of say some stupid shit. But anyway, I'm going to get to working on this one. I'm hoping that it's just...
Testing 123.
123. You have to put spaces. It's not very smart. Let me resize this thing. It's a little wonky. We'll make this a little smaller. Actually, we need to be this way. There we go. Any brawling matches or arm wrestling between you and Micah? Oh, no. If you watched Lewis's stream the other night, that's pretty much how they act all the time around each other. At least in my experience. But, so we have a TriStar on this. Most any of the iPhone products that have a lightning port have some type of TriStar. So we're going to hope that TriStar is bad. This is a 1608A1. You have to make sure that you use the correct chip. If it's a 1608 series, you cannot use the 1610 series. It will not work. You can't use the 610 series either. Now, if you have a 1610 A1, A2, A3, you can use the 610 A3B, which is the iPhone 7, and I believe, I'm not sure if the 5SE uses the 610 or if it uses the 16A3. 1610 A3. I can't remember, but you can use those backward compatibly, but you cannot use it with the I need to get a razor blade here. I've got all my tools out at the flea market, so I'm kind of limited on what I've got right now. I have to use a short blade here. What's up, Manuel? Alright, so I'm gonna try to scrape this out. Get some of this underfill out of the way. I don't want to be too aggressive. You can see it gets down to the board pretty quickly. If we're just scraping the top coating, no big deal, but I don't want to cut any traces or anything. The key with cutting underfill around the edges, you're not trying to like get up under the chip or anything. You're just trying to break the underfill away so that when we go to lift the actual chip off, we're not going to destroy it. What's up, Nate? How you doing? So I've got to use my old flux, my shitty tweezers. I'm just hurting myself today. Alright, so we're just going to sit here and put some tension on this TriStar. We're not near anything overly sensitive, so I can heat this thing fairly well. I'm going to actually increase my temperature since the iPad is a little thicker, so it takes a lot more heat. Earlier in the day, good transmission. Yeah. This will be a short stream today. I've got to get this back over to the person that needs it because they use it for Square. And then I'm going to take a relaxing day, I think. Alright, so didn't take very long once we bumped our heat up a little bit. That was a 20 degrees Celsius increase. I need to remember orientation there. 20 degrees Celsius increase and a little bump in the airspeed just to get that off real quick. What's up, Johns? Our sub count keeps going up, which is awesome, guys. Hopefully people that are joining us are learning something. If not, I'm sorry. I failed you. Alright, so I don't have my leaded solder here either. So we're going to use our lead free, which can be a little tricky, but we'll make it work. You hate Windows 8? Yeah, so do I. Windows 8 added some good features, but at the same time it was terrible. By the way, I love this microscope camera. It's so much better than before. So the lead-free that I have is a high tin mixture, so it makes a very strong joint, but it does require a little more heat. We don't need a whole lot here. We're just knocking those pads down anyway. They look good. Now we need to grab our new chip. What would cause the iPad Air to charge only when turned off? Okay, so Nate, that's the $1,000,000 question. Oh no. Did I lose all my 1610A1s? Or 1680A1s? Damn it. So the other day this fell and chips fell out of it. And evidently my 1608A1s was part of that chipset that fell out. What can I steal this from? iPhone 5 is underfilled like a motherfucker and hard to get off. iPad mini maybe? I think the iPad mini has it. What's this one? This is the iPad 2, I think, or iPad 3. Ah, there we go, 1608A1, so we'll steal it from that one. We'll just reball this to make sure that it is glued. Alright, so we're going to heat this up. I'm going to have to order some 1608s. It sucks. I ordered like 100 diodes and 100 filters, and I lost like all of them. Not a big deal. They're fairly inexpensive, but these tweezers suck to pick shit up with. Yeah, it sucks. I just have to flip it over. Let me see if I can find Micah's precision tweezers. This is going to be a nightmare trying to work with those. Camera Lewis uses as a Tube Tech camera rebadged aim scope. Yeah, I'm sure they all just kind of. I just learned you need to invest in a quick 36-1 hot air station. Why is that? $270 for the hot air or the camera. I've got a cheap ass AU. This thing fucking works a treat. I don't have any problems out of it. I do like the quick stations though. They're nice. Like I said, Tim gives me a lot of shit because he has a quick station, but if this one ever dies on me, I will switch over to a quick. But for now, my station literally cost me $80, so I can't complain as to the amount of money that it's made me versus the cost of the station. Quick is a good station, I'll give them that. I like how quiet it is. Their fan design is what makes them so quiet too. My unit, the AU unit I have is a 852. I mean, I've used an AU unit for, it's going on 5 years now. My first one I still have. It still works. I didn't need the iron option, and it didn't have the auto cooldown features and stuff on that one, so I bought the 852 that has the cooldown options, and I'm actually going to modify the cooldown options, because on the one they use is just a button that pushes against the hand thing, and the button breaks. So I'm actually going to get a Hall effect sensor and just put a magnet in the wand, so that when I put it down, ooh, too much airspeed. Forgot to turn my airspeed back down. We'll redo that real quick. But I'm gonna put a Hall effect sensor in it. That way, it'll work like the Quick Station does. The Quick Station uses a Hall effect sensor. All right, let's turn our heat down. Turn our airspeed back down, and then reball that again. Okay. Got rid of the Weller and Hacko 900 workstations for the Quick, buying 2 more soon. Yeah, I mean, I've never been a big believer in the really expensive hot air stations. I've gotten to compare my station directly with the Quick one-on-one, and they're about the same. The only difference that I could really tell between my station and the Quick was the time to temperature. So the time that it took to get up to temp on the Quick was faster, but once at working temp, I didn't really notice a huge difference in the two stations. Now, also the cooldown time for the Quick is about the same. Now I know for larger boards the Quick may be a little better because of the airspeed, but as far as heat wise goes, I didn't really notice a whole lot of difference. You just kind of have to get used to the settings, I guess, of the unit as you use it. The tweezers on this one, these are Micah's tweezers. He's broken the ends off of them. Trying to get this out without breaking it. But that was my main takeaway from when I tested both. The one thing I didn't like about the Quick though is I don't like the large nozzle end. Especially working under the scope, it eats up a lot of space, like viewing space. So that was my only drawback. And the tip selection seems to be fairly limited unless there's more out there now. But from what I could see, there are only like 3 or 4 tips. Alright, so we got our chip reballed. We need to put it on in the correct orientation, which was like so. They have 15? Okay. That's pretty good then. I'm gonna check and make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's correct orientation. Wait until mine shits itself. My first AU station lasted 3.5 years, and I never changed the heating element. I changed it at the very end, but it really didn't need it. But I just figured after 3.5 years, it was probably a good idea. They have a good heating element in them. It's a ceramic center core with the wire wrap around it with a temperature probe. So it does a really good job at keeping consistent temperature. That's true, it's not the size of your tip, it's how you use it. I'll say this much. If my station lasts 3 years for $80, I'll do that all day. I mean, I literally have made hundreds of thousands of dollars from these cheap-ass stations. Alright, so I need the iPad 4. iPad 4. Come on, bitch. Thank you. Boop, 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 boop. And yeah, orientation is correct. Alright, so let's reflow this fucker back into place. I'm gonna turn my airspeed back up. Use these shittier, a little nicer tweezers. Calm down, Mr. Chip. I have to hold you in place. Let the flux pull for a second, and then heat it till it settles. Alright, settling down. Let's give it a little tap. Okay, it's good. Melt it into place. Let it cool for a second, and then I'll use my non-existent toothbrush. I'll have to use some Q-tips, and we'll clean this up. Wayne, did you ever figure anything out on the SD card stuff for the new prog reader? I'm still interested in that. If you have something and you want to sell it, let me know. I got monies waiting for you. I got the monies waiting for you. Alright, so we have our semi-new chip on here. Let's pop her back into the frame and see if it'll show any actual activity now. If not, I'll just have to order some new chips. I can't imagine that it would. I've swapped TriStars before when times were tough. But I know it'll work. But sometimes they're real fucking picky. I don't like to sit there and just dick with them over and over. Alright, so watch the amp draw. Let's see if we get any activity. Nope, still no activity. So it makes me wonder if his port is actually good or not. Let's look down in the port. Yeah, the port looks brand new. Let's check our solder connections on the back of the port. Alright, so we got some bridges in there. That's not good. That good old factory soldering by whatever fucking company that is. Look at that shit. They're like, yeah, that's good. Passes quality for me. I'm just gonna leave these fucking bridges in here. Alright, so let's fix that soldering. Maybe that was our problem the whole time. I should have looked to start with. Come on out of there, Mr. Solder Bridge. I have to use my big iron, transfer the heat in there. I'm glad that Lewis is doing more review stuff. It's good to see like people testing different equipment out. Alright, that bridge is gone. Let's see if we can get rid of this other one. Come on, motherfucker. What's up, fixing things? How you been, man? Doctor Who? Never watched that show. Come on, fucker. Pull that short out of there. Can't get enough heat on the pin to get it to pull it out. Let's see if I can get the tweezers in there a little better. I'm gonna have to jab my tweezers down in there to kind of get a separation started. It's definitely shorted together. I don't know if those pins are shared or not, but I don't want them to be connected if they're not supposed to be. So, still got a short on the two center pins. I may have gotten it that time. Let's see. Yep, got it. Cool. Alright, so now the pins are separated. Let's see if we get any activity now. Yay! Looky there. When you take the short out, you get charging. So we're pulling, it's bouncing around like it should be, which is what TriStar should be doing. If you look at the amp draw, it should drop down to a low number and then back up to about 300 milliamps and then back down to about 80 to 100 milliamps and back up, which is what it should be doing when TriStar is properly functioning. So, well, at least on my meter, that's how it acts. I say that and then I forget that maybe somebody else's shit won't do it. Justin at the Art of Repair streaming a video of the Quick right now. Oh, there you go. I haven't watched many of his videos, but I'm going to check him out. I've heard he's got some cool ones. Chris, very new at board repair, and I'm trying to use my brain to solve some board problems, but I'm stuck. Why would caps around TriStar go short to ground when connected to the battery? Nate, whenever you have... Okay, so you have to understand the way the continuity check works, Nate. So, continuity check or even resistance, you're checking resistance between ground and power. And that has to be done, though, when there's no power present, because if you think of electricity, electricity is a loop. So if there's no power, there's going to be a path, but it's going to stop because there's no path back to the battery through the ground. So if you connect your battery, it creates a loop, which means that the battery is connected to the negative side and the positive side, and the electricity runs in a loop through the battery. So if the battery's connected, your meter's going to read short because there's a connection from the ground side to the power side through the battery. Now, if you disconnect the battery, you won't have a short, and the reason is because you're taking that loop and you're breaking it. You're opening one side because the battery is no longer connected. So any type of measurements for resistance or continuity or diode mode needs to be done with the battery disconnected. When the battery is connected, any power rail on the phone will read low ohms, because especially like VCC main or USB power or anything like that, if you have power present and you're metering resistance, there's not going to be much, because the circuit, the actual power loop between the positive and negative pole of either USB or the battery or whatever it is connected. So it's going to read low ohms. You can try that by testing. Take a board with no power on it on VCC main, meter the resistance or the diode mode reading. Resistance will probably be less than 100 ohms or something like that, or it'll be OL or really high, like millions of ohms without the battery connected. But when you connect the battery, it'll drop down. So, Tim, I ain't fixing shit. I won't be able to today, actually. I was going to try, but I've been dicking around too much this morning. I've been trying to get the chat thing set up so everybody can fuck around with chat while I'm doing stuff. Make it entertaining for everyone watching. You can send in hateful messages, Tim, and it'll be read on stream. Alright, so leave the battery disconnected. I need to put the screen and shit. I'm not gonna close it up. He can close it up himself. He does screen placements and stuff, so he can handle this. I just needed to get it charging is all I needed. Ain't nobody got time for that. We go in your home? You too good for your home? Dear iPad cable, please sit down in there. Quit being a dick. Being a total dick. There you go. Good job. Click up our home button. Home button is connected. Now let's put our LCD in. Having chat read on screen would be annoying. Not when it's donations. Go ahead, donate $1, Tim. Look at how amazing it is. Hey Paul, how you doing? What are you? I think you said something about doing like a nerve block or something like that. Like, what are they doing to help you out with your pain? Alright, so we got that in. Let's screw our battery down now. And let's test and see if it'll charge. Okay. So we got that shit in. Let's get our iPad in place, or our screen in place. Alright, so let's see if we get some amp draw here now. Oh yeah, 1 amp. And charging logo. So we are charging. Looks like the problem was probably, it may have been the charging port originally, or it could have even been TriStar, but his new charging port was obviously not good because it had 2 solder bridges on it, but we fixed that. What's up, Tony? Come on, Tim, do a donation. Do $1. Type a mean message in there, though. It'll read it out for you. Maybe it's my accent. Maybe. Everybody loves that southern drawl. All the ladies love that southern drawl. Not really. I get made fun of a lot when I go other places. Like, you sound weird. Yeah, I do. What's up, Dr. TZ? Are you an actual doctor? Are you a tech doctor? I've done a good job on what? Having a southern draw. Well, that's good, Paul. I hope that you can get something, man. But I know that you've got to be in a lot of pain. Like, back pain is the worst. I can't imagine like having like deterioration or anything like that. Like my girlfriend's mom has the same issues. Let's see what this reads. Let's see if the thing can read all that. I don't know if it'll know how to say Tigress or something. Or TriStar. It's going to show up here in a second in chat. Chuck. Should pop up here. There it goes.
Thanks, Chris. That was what I needed to know. The 6 Plus I'm talking about is boot looping after TriStar and Tigris change.
Damn, it knows how to say it.
To look.
That's pretty good. It said TriStar and Tigris. Pretty good. Is it too loud? I can turn the volume down on the readout. Actually, I need to mute my desktop audio because it's probably reverbing for you all. Sorry about that. 10% volume up. Okay. I can adjust that. See how it says bad words? I assume that having it, people were going to abuse it, so. Where's Micah's mom today? Micah's mom, I'm not sure.
Where's Mika's mom?
Mika's mom today. Mika. Where's Mika's mom today? I'm going to tell him. From now on, we're just going to have somebody donate $1 and just say things about Micah's mom the entire time that we're streaming. Alright, let me change the volume on that one. Aussie accent got me laid. Dude, the Aussie accent in the United States is an instant chick magnet. They love Australian accents here. Alright, so I need to switch back to YouTube settings. YouTube settings. Mika. It's M-I-C-A-H. Micah. If you all know how to spell his name, it's M-I-C-A-H. The fuck was that? Like freaked out for a second. Alright, so donations. We need to turn it up to 50%. Save those settings. I'm in then. Telling you, man. Some girls find like different accents attractive, but my girlfriend likes Australian accents too. I think that's why the character that plays Thor gets such a wooing reaction. Alright, so those should be saved now. Yep, alright, cool. Close that out. Close that out. Galaxy S6 water damage, no power, doesn't charge from port, but charges wirelessly. Have you tried plugging in a different port? That makes sense, Jacob. Yeah, I mean, resistance mode does the same thing. It puts a voltage on the line to see what comes back, so, yeah. But it's still kind of a completion of a circuit, though. Because if you measure a... if you measure a battery, sometimes they'll show no resistance across the cells. Chris Hemsworth, Micah Mouse. Micah Mouse. M-I-C-A-H-Y. Micah Mouse for me. Micah Mouse. Alright. So, I'm waiting to see if this will turn on and keep charging before I call it a day. But, of course, iPads take fucking 17 years to charge. Man, it gets grainy when it's dark. It's like... blah, 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 blah. Let's... I want to show you all the autofocus on this, because I wish it didn't do what it does. So, it's on manual focus right now. So whenever I get my view in focus for myself, it should be in focus for you all. And I can adjust what the depth of field is for you all. So if I switch it over and go to autofocus. Okay, so autofocus is on. Watch the camera. Like if I move it, sometimes it'll flip the fuck out. Like it autofocuses okay there. It's okay there. It's okay there. It's not doing it now, of course. Let's see if I can get it to do it. Like sometimes it'll, I think it may be when I'm in closer. Let me try a closer view. So let's zoom in real close. See how it keeps trying to refocus itself? It'll stop, but sometimes it'll just keep going in and out, in and out, in and out. Like it'll make itself super blurry. Like this. See how it's just constantly trying to focus itself? Like it's not in focus now. Now it is. But if you catch it like in between where it's trying to focus on two levels, it just freaks the fuck out. Of course it's doing fairly decent on stream. When I tried it earlier, it was like fucking just like all the way zoom in, all the way zoom out, all the way zoom in, all the way zoom out. Like it just fucking kept doing it. What's up, Johnny? Yeah, he did a video, was last night? He did the one about the power versus energy. Wait a minute, I might do it here. No, it's still focusing properly. And it's going to piss me off. It wouldn't do this the other day. Ugh. The fuck you caught on? Let's see if it does it on like a chip or something. Oh, here it goes. Now watch. It's just going to keep trying to focus itself. No, it caught itself again. Well, fuck you. This is working perfectly today. Alright, it might do it here. Let's see if it'll do it. Yeah, see, this is what it normally does. Like, it won't ever catch focus. It just keeps going in and out. How much was the camera? This one was 400. It seems to do it on larger chips. Like, let's see if it'll focus now. Let's see if it focuses. If you're on like a plain chip though, up close like this, it can't figure out what it's trying to look at, I guess. I'm not sure. But if you put it in manual focus, I mean it. So once it gets close to where it should be, let the autofocus finish, and then I just press the button and switch it to manual focus. And now it doesn't matter where you go, it won't switch. It'll stay focused whatever level you had it at. So that may be the benefit to it. So if we zoom out, it's awfully blurry, but we can focus back in on the board. Let's focus it back in. So let's see what happens when we zoom in. So there you go. I mean, once it's kind of in focus, you can move it around and not have too many problems. What's up, Lynn? But yeah, I really like the camera. I mean, it's clear as fuck. It's got a really good image on it, and 1080p at 60 frames is nice. No lag. The only lag that I've seen is since I'm running through the HDMI output to a capture card. The capture card has like a few milliseconds lag. No, it doesn't have much of a UI. That's the only drawback to it. Like, I'll show you the menu. In the bottom right there, that's the menu I have. So I have the focusing. That's the focusing box. Like, it shows a box on the screen so you can see where it's looking. That one's for, like, something to do with I'm not sure exactly what it is. I'm not sure what that option is, but it's something to do with the focus. Brightness, exposure mode, color correction, sharpness, and then reset back to default. Yeah, I've got an Elgato HD 60S. I've got the Pro version, the one that it's a PCI one. I didn't want to get the USB one. I've got enough USB shit on this computer. But yeah, it's an awfully nice camera. Alright, let's see if this thing's on yet or not. Still fucking charging. What C mount? I've got the one that's the adjustable focus C mount, but I got it all the way down. Like, it's not adjusted up at all. It's all the way down as far as it'll go. As far as the adapter, it's the FMA 050. We were looking last night. They make a 0.3 lens, but I don't know if it'll fit this camera. So I'm actually going to contact AMScope Monday and see if it'll fit this camera in this adapter. The 0.5 gives me a wider field of range, but you all still can only see about, I mean, where you all can see is here. Let's see, to here, to here. Where I can see is, I'm going to move the scope to where you all can see where I can see. Where my tweezers are is the outer edge of what I can see. Like, I can see way off to the side of the board. And then on the board itself, I can see all the way to here. And then all the way to here. So it kind of limits what you can see. 0.3 is worse. Worse how? Like viewing angle? It should be better. They have a 1x, which should make it really small. They have a 0.5, which gives you a wider field, and then they have a 0.3 that gives you even a wider field. The iPad. This one, no, that's not the iPad that you sent in. We're going to work on it Monday. I'm going to have Micah open it up. Blurry on the sides? Oh, I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with the 1080p aspect ratio. So if you think the scope sees in a circle, so you're taking a square inside of the circle to view. With a 16:9 ratio, you're getting a narrower view that's not as tall or wide. I wish there was an option on the camera to switch it to 4.3 or 4:3 and still keep a high resolution, because then you could see more. But the IMX 236 Sony sensor, I don't even know what this one uses. My other camera uses a CMOS. Let's see. Hey Tim, what's going on? Let's see. Check this motherfucker out. I'm gonna turn that off actually. Super chat. Mute events. follower. Posting. Subscriber. Okay. Okay. Too much for you? Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Let's see. Product description. This uses a CMOS sensor. 1080p, 60 frames per second. It's a automatic manual focus. Yeah, it doesn't really give a whole lot of information on that. It's a bright field camera type. Bright field. Let's look that up. Bright field CMOS camera. Bright field camera. Bright field techniques. So they're made by Nikon, I guess. Maybe. Let's see. No, maybe not. Okay, so Brightfield is its own company that makes cameras, I guess. And they're expensive as fuck. God damn. So, Brightfield cameras, they make their own cameras. Let's see, let's find one like the one I have. These are all USB though, I think. All their cameras are $900 and up though. Expensive. CMOS. Thanks, Amy. Nate, what kind of power issues? Charging issues or like no power? No power starts out, depending on what's causing it, starts at about $60 all the way up to $125. Yassine, what's going on, man? How's it hanging? Alright, Mr. iPad, are you about charged up yet? Or you're still not fucking charged up yet? God damn it. I hate iPads. They take forever to charge. Bright field microscope camera. Yeah, fuck all that. C-mount. Production video. AMTECH. Rising Tech. Rising Tech. Alrighty. Boom, 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 boom. Sony CMOS sensor. That one's fairly similar to the one I have. That one has an SD card and USB. This one has a controller input, HDMI, and power. That's all it has. How much is it? The only thing I don't like about fucking Alibaba is they just take forever sometimes. It looks like the same camera pretty much. A little different, but about the same. Seems like just the outputs are a little different. That's about it. I would definitely recommend it if that is the same camera. If it's got a Sony element in it, then it's gotta be pretty good. Doesn't have a price though. What box are you using for Samsung LG eMMC data recovery? I am using eMMC Pro booster box. I ordered the New Prog E. So helpful was Wayne. Do you have any like restrictions on what you can see? Like, how much do you lose versus the camera? Oh, he takes PayPal. I think that's good. Looks like it uses the same capture software as AMScope uses. What do they call it? Rising View. Rising View looks identical to AMScope's software. Kind of funny. Probably rebranded, right? Right? That's not bad at all. 2 days. How much did it cost you? I would be surprised if they're not like the same fucking thing. Looks like it even has the AMScope style adapters too. That's pretty funny. Let's see. Adapter lenses. Diameters. Okay. Blah blah blah. Type-C mount. Looks like it's pretty much the same equipment that AMScope uses, so I would be shocked if it's not the same stuff. Maybe slightly different options on the hardware inside the camera. $400 shipped by FedEx. That's not bad. That's pretty cheap, actually. I'll keep that in mind, especially if we want to order another one. Well, there you go. I mean, it may not be rejects. They may be just fucking the same production line. It's only 30 frames? That one's not. It says 60 frames. It says 30 frames to SD card. But I think it says up there that it'll do 1080p, 60 FPS. Let's see, 30, yeah, max resolution, 60 frames per second at 1080, output on HDMI. It'll do 30 frames directly to the SD card. Nobody records the SD card though. Alright, Mr. iPad, what are you doing? Are you going yet? Nope, you're still off. I probably need to up my stream bitrate. Or I've got it capped at 30 frames, but now that we have a 60 frame camera, I can probably up it to 60 frames. What are the symptoms with what board? Nothing with this one. I was just fucking with it. The iPad's already done. I'm just waiting for it to charge and then I'm out of here. I want to make sure it charges while it's still on. Because sometimes iPads can charge while they're off, but not on. But, of course, in true iPad style, it's taken 7.5 years. What's the model on what, my camera? Or the Rising Star one? This one is digital HD 1080p HDMI microscope camera with Sony CMOS sensor. I don't think it necessarily had. Oh, model number 1080p PHA. Yeah, that's right. 1080p or 1080 PHA. What's the best software to get data from an iPhone? Well, it depends on what kind of data you're wanting. iTunes you can do backups of, and then directly drop those back onto other iPhones or iPads or whatever. If you're wanting to do individual data extraction, there's several programs that do it. I use Sync iOS. Sync iOS is Sync iOS it'll do non-encrypted iTunes data extraction. So if you have a backup that's not encrypted, you can extract all the data. It will do direct data recovery from an iPhone, and it will pull them off. Like photos will be individual, songs, audio recordings, messages, all that shit. It'll do separately. CopyTrans is a good one too. I have that also. CopyTrans I use mostly for ripping music off of iPhones, but I think Sync iOS will do it also. Let me check. 3U tools, yeah, that's a good one. Remind me later. Oh, I haven't registered my product. I gotta enter my registration on this, but when you connect a device to it, you can select which files you want off. Yeah, the EMC Pro will do most models before the S6. It'll do S5 and down. It'll do Note 4, I think, and down. It'll do all the LG V10, the G4, the ones that have the major issues with data failure, or not data failure, board failure, and then require data recovery. We do have one here that I have to dick with when we get back, but for some reason this one will not read. I've got all the lines hooked up to the respective pads that it says on the website, but it gets power, it flashes a couple times, and then it just sits there. So I'm gonna have to check and see what's going on with this one. This is just a different style of EMC, but I have to figure out what's going on with it. I don't know if it needs any type of bypass caps or something. I wouldn't think so, but who knows. That one we're still trying to figure out. I don't think that the chip is dead. It doesn't look like there's any type of physical damage to it. No like delamination, no scrape traces or anything, so I suspect that it should work, but you need to get the adapter. Well, if I have to order it, I'll order it. The write-up on EMC's website said you could hook it up just like this and it would work, but OBS has crashed. Whoops. Well, I'm not going to close that window out. It can just stay up down here at the bottom, because it's still running for me. I'm going to have to redo. Ever since I installed the capture card, like, OBS has been fucking up a lot. On the eMMC booster, there's one that has a small box and one that has two boxes. the two boxes is probably the programmer and the booster. Sometimes they're wrong. Well, obviously they probably are wrong because it's not working. Let's see. What did we say that was? BGA 162, I think? Yeah, 162. So let's see. 162. Yeah, this is the write-up on their website. I was looking at the pinout. I don't know if I need to hook up the other data lines, like the data 1, 2, and 3. Those pins are on the board, but I don't know if they're necessary. Link to the data sheet for that eMMC. I don't have the link to the data sheet, but I've got the one that they put on. That's the one that's on the website. Yasin, you have to be an admin to post links. Just type it in without the spaces and shit. Larry, let me look and see what you're looking at. Yeah, that's the full kit, Larry. Go to. Okay, so VCC clock command and data. So orientation wise, pin 1 being the bottom here. Okay, so one, two, three. Yeah, I've got my data line hooked up there. We'll go over and check them all here. So this is the data pin, goes to data 0. 2 rows up from that. Yep, 2 rows up. Second pin in is the clock line, so that goes to the clock line. Third pin in is the command line, which runs to the command line. And then let's see, this one doesn't show the ground, but the outside being VCC, so we follow that. It goes to VCC. Inside goes to VCCQ. Go over here, goes to VCCQ. And then the ground line is right here, and it runs over to ground. No, you don't need the full kit. So yeah, the pinout that I have wired up is exactly the same there. Yeah, I see the symbol on the clock line. Is it a resistor? I can't tell what it is. Looks like possibly a resistor. It's a little blurry. Yeah, the VCCQ is hooked up, so it's this line right here runs over to here. And the VCC line runs over the VCCQ, and VCC runs to the VCC pad, which is right there. Everything's hooked up. Do I need a resistor on the clock line? Or no? I wouldn't think I would. I mean, the EMC doesn't list it, but... Is there a reset point? No. We have the other data pins, but it doesn't show needing to hook it up, so. I don't know. Let's see, there's a blog. That's the same pinout though. I swear to God, this iPad has been fucking dead for 7 weeks, evidently. Still hasn't turned on. Still charging though. Okay. You can just post it the way you posted the first one without the spaces, because it seemed to have gone through fine. In the backseat of a caddy, chop it up, do what I, who you wanna ride? Do you wanna ride? I wonder. Makes me wonder if some of these pads might be bridged here, causing issues that go through the board. That could be causing it. So those traces run through the pads on the board too. Maybe I've got one that's bridged, maybe? So let's do that. Let's see if we can flip this over without destroying it. And we will wick. I don't think that it may be bridged, I don't know. We shall wick. Wickius Maximus Aurelius. Do you wanna win the match? It's way too loose. On a scale of 1 to nope, I'm gonna go with nope on that one. See, I don't think that any of those are necessarily the issue, though. This board's about worn out from fucking putting chips on and off of it, though. Eventually, it ain't gonna work. Get Jess to wick it for me. I don't think she'll want to. I'm gonna plug it in just to check. Nope. Oh, still no change. No change. Thank God I'm a knowledgeable tech. As far as what? Is that sarcasm? I know a little bit. Enough to be dangerous. Alright, let's see. Yeah, iPad's still fucking charging. I'm gonna fucking call it. I gotta get this shit out there. Thank you all for watching. Sorry that it was kind of fucking boring. Don't quit your day job. I'm not going to. Amy, there you go. Do your job. Where you at, Amy? A dead site? No, should be loading. Let's see. BSD connection. The connection is not private. What? For some reason, it's giving me a privacy issue. Okay. Why is the site down? We need to go talk to GoDaddy and see what they say. They're supposed to automatically renew my shit, so I hope they did. Let's see. Yeah, I saw the cert. What the fuck? Let me see if I can. Dear GoDaddy, you suck the penis. Email address on file. Alright, I'm not a robot. Why does it keep kicking me back to this fucking page? This isn't my page, it's Ashley's. Products. Yeah, that's not my page. I don't know. Let me see what's on my renewals list. There's nothing on the renewals list. No subscription on my account to that address, so it's gotta be under a different name. God damn it, go the fuck away. Piece of shit. I don't care, thank you. Sign in. I forgot. Alright, let's see. We sent you an email with your sign in, log in shit. Alright, so where is my email? Okay. Refresh. There it is. Login info. Go to login. There we go. Now I'm in. It's not expired yet. It doesn't expire until 2 months from now. Why is it down? Everything's hosted through their site, so it should all be up. It says it's up and running, but it doesn't look like it. HTTPS, okay. I don't know why I put it as HTTPS though. It doesn't even come up if you just type in, let's see. Oh yeah, it does. Huh. I don't know why it's coming up as a secured site. Okay, yeah, it's just fucking, just type in the address. It should come up. I'm having the website redone anyway. I'll change it on Facebook. Alrighty, so I am going to get out of here. I'm going to head out to the flea market, drop this off, drop off another device, and then I'm going to head home. Thank you all for the donations again today. Again, we've got the donation text readout stuff now, so it's kind of cool. Go ahead and turn the camera off here. And what was I going to say? We're going to start back on some stuff Monday. We've got a bunch to do. We've got the iPad from Anthony to do. And I've got some of the stuff to finish for Lauren and then ship all that out. And I'm sure we'll have more mail in and we'll continue on that. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you all Monday. Later.